First of all, I want to present Eileen Burchart from Wisconsin.
Good afternoon, Texas, and thank you. My name is Eileen Burchart, and I am a proud citizen of Wisconsin. I bring greetings from Madison and from the tens of thousands of Wisconsinites that for weeks have been protesting the outrageous power grab by Governor Walker in the Republican legislature. The Madison police has estimated that 500,000 people have joined the peaceful protest. Working families from every walk of life, union and non-union, who are united in this assault upon our state. The people I have walked with these past 2 weeks are my neighbors, my colleagues, my friends. They teach our kids. They clear our streets of snow. You know what that looks like, I know. They are social workers, nurses, and police. They are not thugs. These protests have been totally peaceful, and you can tell that to Glenn Beck. Embrace, and that has been sorted by our cornerback, Charles Woodson, to say the least. You can thank us for the 8-hour workday, the 40-hour work week, unemployment compensation, and workers' comp. And we will not permit this tradition to be destroyed by a power-hungry governor who has declared war on the people of Wisconsin. He intends to bust the public unions and destroy all that we Badgers and all that you hold dear about the great state of Wisconsin. He thinks it's his time. I've got news for him. It's not. It's our time. Thank you, Governor.
Chief Bob Nix from Austin Firefighters, Local 975.
Thank you guys all for coming out here today. It's really great to see when labor's on their heels, coming together the way they are, coming out and talking about how important these issues are. I've been in the fire service 25 years, and shortly before I got in, let me tell you what labor unions do. We used to not have air packs. Firefighters would crawl underneath the smoke and come out vomiting up soot. We'd run with too few people on the units, and our units were in terrible condition. So it's not just about wages and benefits, it's about service to the community. It's about having a better product. I want to thank all of you, for all the firefighters in the nation, for your support. Thank you very much.
Wake up, America. I'm Eddie Walker, the president of Chapter 247, National Treasury Employees Union. I represent 1,400 employees right here in Austin. NTU represents 7,000 employees in the Austin area, federal employees, and NTU represents 150,000 plus federal workers and 31 agencies across this great nation. Wake up! Wake up, America! The people I represent don't make twice what workers make in the private sector. Twice, that's a lie. For our education, for our experience, for the training that we get less. Less. That's a fact. When we hear that kind of misinformed nonsense, we want to cry, but we have to laugh instead. The people I represent take an oath to serve the public, which we do with dedication and with pride. And no one sits around in gold bricks or lollygags or anything that sounds anything like that. I can assure you. All right, I think we were all shocked a couple months ago because some people in Congress decided that unemployment was a gravy train and encouraged people not to work. It was shocking 2 months ago. Now look how far we've fallen. Look what they're doing to our unions. The truth is, some of those 10%, there are some who want to drop them from the system completely, from the American system, from the American middle class. And don't think that I'm just saying that. That's the way that it is. Anybody agree with me? Yeah! Wake up, America. Wisconsin is our fight. Wisconsin, we share your pain. And Wisconsin, we will be there when you triumph. To those who want to shatter the great institutions, our unions, our middle class, our government, I say to them that as far as the American labor movement is concerned, we are too big to fail. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I now present Bridget Clark, a public school employee from a school district at an undisclosed location in Texas.
I don't know, but I'm thinking the Koch brothers have written a check that even they can't cash. And poor Walker sounds like he needs a silver boot up his behind. Yeah, he underestimated us just a little bit. He didn't count on that check bouncing so hard that it would reverberate from LA to New York, from Wisconsin down to Texas, and all across this great nation. You see, this is not about left and right, it's about right and wrong. You've seen the graph. The Bush administration published it. I'm sure they're proud. We're not at the top, in case you haven't. I brought my daughter here today to show her what true democracy really looks like. But I tell you what, there is nothing more powerful than dissent. Dissent, America, power to the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed honored at this time to present our congressman from the 25th District of Texas, the great Lloyd Doggett.
What a great turnout. The voice of the people. A former member who worked in this grand building once said it was built for giants, but it's inhabited by pygmies. You know, I thought I had problems up in Washington until I came down here this week and watched what Joe's having to deal with, and there seems to be kind of a population explosion, and it's not of giants, though there are some giants here. You listen to people talking about closing down our neighborhood schools, laying off our teachers, blaming all of our problems on public service employees, and you know that these folks are living on a different planet. That's not the Texas of which we are so proud, the public schools of which we are so proud, and the public servants who are out there trying to meet the needs on our highways, in our prisons, in our schools, in all sectors of public service. You know, just last month, the Financial Inquiry Commission, an independent investigation of how we got into this economic mess, came out with its report. And it said this about the sudden crisis on Wall Street. They said it was avoidable and it was the product of greed and regulatory negligence. And I've looked through their report with care, and I didn't find any public worker in Wisconsin blamed for this, or any teacher in Austin. Just the negligence of a few Bush political appointees who didn't do their job in regulating Wall Street. And we all have to pay the price for these bailouts that were wrong, with this continued dependence on Wall Street. I also know that this gathering includes a number of people that share my concern about the nonsense that somehow we're going to get the government out of our businesses and into our bedrooms. People who are here because they don't think it's a good idea to eliminate all funding for family planning, as Republicans voted to do last week. And to those of you who are here for that reason, I hope you walk by that storefront down about 5th and Congress. It's got a big sticker in the window. It says, "Don't mess with Texas women." I think that's a good idea. We need to use this opportunity not only to prevent some of the reactionary changes that are wanted, but to involve more of our neighbors in building a movement of people that care about moving our schools and our state forward not taking it back to a past we will never accept. Together we will overcome, we will never give up, and we will never give in. On to the
Dr. Kelly Harrison, a noted economist, who will talk to you about some of the facts and figures that are ruling our country today.
First of all, y'all know that the state and federal legislatures are in the process of balancing their budget deficits on the backs of the poor and the middle class. Right? For years, economists and the politicians have promised us that we're going to get trickle-down development. Okay, the incomes are just going to float down and bless all the lower level. You know what? We got trickle up. We got trickle up. That's where it is. Let me give you explain a little bit. They're the richest 1% of the population in this country. You know how much they earn in terms of their income? 24% of all of the income goes into the hands of 1% of the people in this country. That's just a little indication. But at the same time, 45 million Americans are living below the poverty line. And the poverty line is $10,800, and the people who earn a little bit more than that have got to pay 15% of their income on taxes, federal taxes. But you know what? The high-income people above $365,000, those people way up there, you know what they pay? Only 35%. Only 35%. It's not really a democracy. We are 300 million low income, poor, underpaid, small business people who are just barely getting by, while the richest people are just living fat on the hog and sticking it to us. So I think what Jim says, that we have a plutocratic, kleptocratic, and now a corporatocracy. So that those people, the corporations and the rich, have basically taken over our government. And I think it's time that we're going to take it back. Jim, in one of his latest books, wrote, they've stolen our country and we're here to take it back. So we're here now to just say with the people of Wisconsin, we're with you. It is the unions that keep our people in fair incomes. Go Wisconsin!
Thank you. My name is Andy Wilson. I work for Public Citizen here in Austin. We're a nationwide nonprofit consumer advocacy group, and what the Chamber of Commerce does for the top 1% and the big corporations, we do for the rest of you. And we do that here, we do that in Congress. But this isn't about me. I came here with my daughter today because she needed to see what democracy in action looks like. Because this is about her. And this isn't about me, and it's not about you, but it is about us. Because for too long, the right wing in this country has said that freedom means freedom from government, that they want government to shrink down because it imposes taxes on us, and that it imposes regulation on us. They want to shrink down the government just so small to make sure that the rich keep getting richer and that they can sell us whatever they want, no matter how harmful the product. Now everybody, do me a favor 1 second. Go in your pockets, pull out some change. We all want some change, right? Take a look at what it says there on those coins. E pluribus unum, out of many, one. And we are one. We are one with our brothers and sisters in Wisconsin. We are one with everybody else who is here today. We are one because we understand that even though the Tea Party took up one of the symbols of the revolution, the snake that says, "Don't tread on me," is their motto, that more powerful is this engraving made by Benjamin Franklin: "Join or die."